wolf is the only animal that splits your mind in half. It's the symbol of the wilderness, and it's also the fear of the animal that eats grandmothers.
Their power is unimaginable. I mean, their skin and the way that they're built is they're a predator, and they're a top predator.
Life for a wild wolf is very fast because they're always on the move to hunt.
The wolf is the creator of our best friend, the dog. And I think that's why people think that to connect with nature, they should go own a wolf puppy. And it just doesn't work.
The gaze of the wolf reaches into our souls, says writer Barry Lopez. And that gaze has mystified us for thousands of years. The trouble is, as humans, we often try to conquer what we don't understand. In this special episode of Dog Whisper, I went to the experts to help me illuminate the problems of owning wolf hybrids. When we try to tame Mother Nature, she often turns against us.
I just think the wolf is the most beautiful animal on the planet. So when I found out I could buy a wolf from a breeder, I went for it.
I called a ton of breeders, and they informed me that they were just like a regular dog. So I thought that would be okay for us.
You have people that are salespeople. They're not cared about nature. All they're cared about is making a dollar, and they will run an ad that goes like this: own a piece of nature, buy a wolf puppy. Now that's illegal. So what I can do is I can lie about a wolf. It's not a wolf, it's part dog.
Thousands of years ago, wolves and dogs took different paths on the road of evolution. Today, their DNA differs by only 0.2%. But there is a world of difference in that tiny fraction. People often assume a wolf hybrid will act just like a typical dog. But a domesticated animal is not just a wild creature you bring indoors. The more wolf in a hybrid, the more wild the animal, and more problems for the humans who believe they can tame them.
They have one mission: food. And you never take anything away from a wild animal. So, of course, you bring this animal into your house, it eats your couch, the owner runs up, says, "That's my couch," the wolf bares its teeth. It's protecting its property.
If somebody comes walking with a dog out of nowhere on their property, the wolves can key into that, and they can easily see that dog as prey.
They can end up with the neighbor's animals being killed, and the neighbor's children being injured, themselves being injured.
Of course, the owner goes, "It's turning on me." They take it to the shelter and they destroy it, simply because the animal's protecting its food. Today, you've got more wolves in cages than live in the wild. Most wolves in cages die within 2 to 3 years because humans are so irresponsible.
They see this beautiful animal, and they think they can own it. But in reality, that animal owns them.
And so to mix a wolf with a dog, it doesn't help the wolf, it doesn't help the dog. It ends up in a very confused animal.
Today, estimates put the number of wolf hybrids in the United States at somewhere between 300,000 to 2.5 million. In this special hour, you're going to meet 3 wolf hybrids and their owners and learn firsthand why mixing domestic and wild is like playing with fire. I have spent my life studying dogs, but I never worked directly with wild wolves. To best help this hybrid, I decided to collaborate with someone who has.
Good boy.
Dog trainer Jennifer McCarthy has been rescuing and studying the behavior of wild wolves for years.
It was my dream always as a child to work with wolves. I've loved wolves since I was a little girl. Where do all dogs come from? Wolves. It's important as any canine person to really discover that side of the domestic dog.
When you're dealing with a hybrid, it's worst case scenario because you've got the wild instincts of the wolf and then you've got the domestic instincts. Anybody who owns a hybrid should treat them more like a wolf, not like a dog. Their behavior is unpredictable in their body language, so you really should look at the animal first and foremost from the wild instincts. She sees your dog daddy.
Oh, I see that reaction. What does this say to you?
Look at her hackles are up, her tail is up, so she's going more into the predatory zone because this is her territory.
Yeah.
In the wild, when they're on their own territory and they see another wolf, they'll kill that wolf. Territorial disputes is the #1 cause of death in wild wolves.
I get mad at my wife sometimes when she goes and she hugs the dog and she starts kissing the dog and all that, and I'm sitting there.
And what you're thinking of as a hug in human terms is not what she considers a hug. So if I took you into a wolf enclosure, you'd get a wolf that's going to come right up to your teeth, and they want to sniff right here. That's what they want, right there.
Has she used her teeth on people?
She, you know what, I have bruises. You know, I know she's playing with me, but I don't really like it sometimes.
If you look at her mouth, those canines are much larger than dogs. And they're not even fully coming in yet. These teeth are going to get much bigger, and when she bites into you, it's like a knife through butter.
Right. No.
She's playing a game with you, and you're playing with her.
Okay.
First of all, we have to look at your behavior, okay? If I flare around my arms and go like this, she's getting into prey mode. You're moving around, you're going like this. Well, what does this look like? That's kind of similar to what prey does in the wild. When an elk moves, they're moving. And an injured elk, that's the animal that they're going to take down. That's kind of what you're doing and what you're resembling to her. And it's the same thing if you were running and if I trip, you see how she pays attention. She comes right to me in predatory mode, okay? Look at her biting my legs. I mean, she's...
Shiva.
There you go.
Now, you see how I growled at her and I looked directly into her eyes, okay? Wolves, when they look at each other, they can stop something instantaneous by just a look.
Jennifer shares her recommended dimensions for a humane backyard wolf enclosure. At least 1,600 square feet of ground space, and fencing at least 8 feet high.
Then you're going to pour concrete all around the fencing in the ground, because she'll dig right under that fence. They're escape artists. I mean, they're Houdinis. If you think about wolves in the wild, they'll travel, you know, over 43 miles is the estimate in 24 hours. So what is natural to her is to go out on her merry way and go hunting and travel and do all the things a wolf or a wolf hybrid would do. You gotta tap into the wild spirit in her. Proper containment is #1, but, you know, I don't want people to go out there and put their wolf hybrid in a containment and never take it out. That's not the solution either. The most important aspect of bonding with this animal is not by hugging her, giving her love. It's by going out there and taking her out into nature.
Thousands of wolf dog owners find themselves overwhelmed by their pets' wild behaviors. Rescue facilities like Mission Wolf take in some of these unwanted pets. But there is no way they can keep up with the growing numbers of animals being abandoned. Their urgent mission is to educate the public about the mounting problem of wolf-dog crossbreeding.
Mission Wolf started simply because we took in an unwanted captive wolf, couldn't go back to the wild, and needed a beautiful home. When we had 52 of them, we had to learn to say no. We've told probably 6,000 people in just the last few years, I'm sorry, I can't take in your pet wolf or wolf dog.
It's really sad for me to see how many wolf dogs are out there in the world with people that don't have a clue how to take care of them.
So it's kind of become my job to let people understand the difference between a wolf and a dog, and also learn that nature does not belong in a cage, it belongs in the woods.
Picture it this way. Think about it as if you've just taken a tiger from Africa and you're expecting him to be a cat. That's what you're doing.
Okay.
Right? Working with Caesar in Los Angeles brought about a huge dichotomy because he was coming from the dog perspective and I was coming from the wolf perspective. And we were both there to honor each side of the animal. But how do you honor something that's mixed up? where does that leave us with this wolf dog? It leaves an animal that's highly confused. They don't know if they should be acting on their wild instincts or on their domestic instincts. And so that brings about the bigger message: don't mix these two animals. Plain and simple.
When you breed a wild wolf with a domesticated dog, you're probably not going to get the best of both worlds. Instead, you may end up with an animal with a powerful prey drive, but no natural fear or shyness. You may also be dooming a beautiful, free creature to a lifestyle that was never meant to live.
The only animal that splits your mind in half. It's the symbol of the wilderness, and it's also the fear of the animal that eats grandmothers.
Their power is unimaginable. I mean, their skin and the way that they're built is they're a predator, and they're a top predator.
Life for a wild wolf is very fast because they're always on.
The wolf is
on the move to hunt.
The wolf is the creator of our best friend, the dog. And I think that's why people think that to connect with nature, they should go own a wolf puppy. And it just doesn't work.
The gaze of the wolf reaches into our souls, says writer Barry Lopez. And that gaze has mystified us for thousands of years. The trouble is, as humans, we often try to conquer what we don't understand. In this special episode of Dog Whisper, I went to the experts to help me illuminate the problems of owning wolf hybrids. When we try to tame Mother Nature, she often turns against us.
I just think the wolf is the most beautiful animal on the planet. So when I found out I could buy a wolf from a breeder, I went for it.
I called a ton of breeders, and they informed me that they were just like a regular dog. So I thought that would be okay for us.
You have people that are salespeople. They're not cared about nature. All they're cared about is making a dollar, and they will run an ad that goes like this: own a piece of nature, buy a wolf puppy. Now that's illegal. So what I can do is I can lie about a wolf. It's not a wolf, it's part dog.